Honey tenders with mac and cheese. If you're new here, welcome to part 13 of what am I doing in the kitchen. You guys give me tips and tricks, and I show you what I'm trying to do and all my fails, like today. Now you better not be laughing. You better just give me a solution to what I did. Anyway, we're gonna start off by drying these little chickens off, which was actually pretty fun. Speaking of meat, turkey, chicken, all of that, what these men are doing in the Butterball factory is absolutely like, disgusting. You're kidding. You're sick. Who just does that? Anyway, it called for pickle juice, and I was like, I always have pickle juice. I think that's actually all that's left in the pickle juice container is the juice, so that I can drink it. So today's dinner was actually very intimidating to me since I had to fry the chicken. I think that's what I'm doing. Anyway, I mixed all the spices together and everything, and I let this sit for 20 minutes while I got the mac and cheese. So we're technically making 4 cheese mac and cheese. I'm using Colby Jack, medium cheddar, mozzarella, and Mexican. So freaking good. The cheese tasted like, if you've ever been to the melting pot and got the cheese fondue, it almost tasted just like that, and it was so good. So I've been grating a lot of our cheese for us because apparently like the shredded cheese is bad for you because they use like a chemical in it to keep them from sticking to each other. But at times like this, I just can't see myself using a handheld grater and, you know, grating all this cheese individually. I know I still need to look into a cheese grater, but at the same time, cleaning those things, like the ones that you like spin, just seems like even worse than grating it. So I just bought shredded cheese this time. Speaking of TikTok tea, that Marlena girl, she literally lives in my city, and apparently she's squatting in her house. Allegedly. Who knows? That would be really embarrassing, though. Like, who even does that? Like, how could that even feel like home, squatting in someone's house? Anyway, once the mac and cheese was cooked, I added mac and cheese and then another cheese layer and did that 4 times, and I believe I put it in the oven for 35 to 40 minutes. The last step in the video I watched said to turn your broiler on for 3 minutes. I'm like, I don't think I have a broiler feature. I can barely say that word. When I was younger, I literally could not say my R's. I had to go to speech therapy for like only a year in school. I couldn't say bird, board, burger, any of that. Like it just was like burger. Like it just, that was gross. It just anyway, I was like cringing making the hot honey sauce because the honey is expensive, and I had to use like almost a whole honey container, but it was worth it because that sauce was so good. The embarrassing part. So I dipped them in flour and I put them in there, and I think the first time what went wrong is I didn't put more flour. It looked a little bit better, and then it looked a little bit more better. I don't know. You can see what happened. You can literally see them progressively get worse to a little bit better. But don't get me wrong, they still tasted so good. They just look a little slow. So minus the presentation, this was actually really good. Stanley rated it an 11 out of 10. Which is the highest rating he's given all of the dinners that I've made so far. So I say this is the win, minus the presentation of my poor little chickens. So if anyone can help me make it look better, let me know. But until then, I'll see you guys in part 14. Bye.